bathroom. I'm back. We've got a great lineup for you tonight. Say hello to our musical act. It's St. Vincent. Yeah. She'll be performing 4 hours later. But first on my sofa tonight, this brilliant comic and musician gained a whole new legion of fans when he won Strictly Come Dancing in 2020. He's well known for his love of animals, whether he's posing with them, photographing them, or French kissing them. His latest book is a memoir of his life and the many creatures he's met along the way. It is Mr. Bill Bailey! This star of stage and screen found fame as the first black woman to be crowned Miss America in 1984. Releasing 9 studio albums in a stellar music career and taking TV by storm in shows like Desperate Housewives and, of course, her Emmy-nominated role as Philomena Slater in Ugly Betty. Now, she's starring in Elton John's new musical adaptation of The Devil Wears Prada. It's a first-time welcome to Vanessa Williams, everybody! Six-time Oscar-nominated actor has thrilled us in films like Arrival, moved us in films like The Fighter, and enchanted us in films like, well, Enchanted. Now, in the new comedy drama Night Bitch, she plays a mother on the verge of insanity who finds herself slowly turning into a dog. So relatable. It's the brilliant Amy Adams! Nice to see you. And in a career spanning 6 decades, this great American singer-songwriter has rocked the whole world with hits like Dancing in the Dark, Glory Days, Thunder Road, and the iconic Born to Run. Now, in the documentary Road Diary, he's giving fans a glimpse behind the scenes of life on tour with his beloved E Street Band. It is a warm welcome back to Mr. Bruce Springsteen! Good to see you. To me, it still sounds like booing, but it's not. It's not. They love you. They love you, Bruce. Thank you very much for coming back to see us. Very nice.
My pleasure.
And now it's everyone's. Vanessa,
my first.
Your first time. Welcome along. Very nice to see you. Now, Bruce, do you know anyone on the couch?
Miss Vanessa, we've met before.
We've met before at a very fancy, well, it actually was a low-key casual dinner.
Yeah.
Well, can I tell the story?
Please, it's chat show.
I got a phone call from one of my dear friends who's an interior designer, Michael Smith. And Michael said, I'm having a little dinner party. Can you come over, sing a couple songs, bring your piano player? I said, yeah. I said, well, Obama's coming in, and of course, Bruce is come and see. They just finished doing a podcast together, so it'll be Bruce Springsteen, and then I think Steven Spielberg's gonna come in, and Shonda Rhimes, and just be a little dinner party. It's a low-key dinner party. So Bruce comes, sits down at the piano. We're all watching him and singing Thunder Road. Then Obama sang something from Bill Withers. It turned into a karaoke night with said amazing star.
Yeah. My problem is I go to these parties and there's a piano there. And
you gotta play it.
so, but I can't remember any of my own lyrics.
I'm just like to be a fly on the wall in that room.
Because I don't want to make you uncomfortable, but is there a fangirl moment going on, Amy?
I mean, I'm trying to play it cool. I'm working on it, but I think my face is like this. Back and forth between the two of them is like amazing.
And Amy and I have met each other back at the Party for the Fighter. It's an incredible picture. And she is absolutely my second favorite redhead.
Oh.
But it's nice to see you.
Embarrassing myself, so I'll just give over to it.
Talking of hair, Bill Bailey, this, what happened?
Oh.
If you haven't met Bill before, describe it.
Yes, I used to have a lot more hair at the back, quite a long mane, which went down my back. But now it's all gone. I'm much more streamlined. And I feel it's great, actually. I've had some, somebody came up and said, "You look like Bill Bailey." Somebody said, "But younger." I went, "Oh."
why did you decide to do it?
Well, I went on a hiking holiday in the summer in Scotland, and at one point I was leaning over a barbecue, and a wisp of the hair nearly immolated myself with the hair, so it caught fire. So I thought, no, this is the universe telling me now is the time. And I went to a barber at the end of my road, and it was one of those traditional barbers, those old sort of gentleman barbers, and he had a sort of, some clippers. And I sat there, and I mean, I've had this hair since I was mid-20s, so I said, look, this is kind of like my trademark. And he was like, yeah. And I was going, yeah, this is my trademark, it's kind of like my image. And he just went, yeah, whatever, mate. It was gone in 7 seconds.
It looks good.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you, Graham.
You're so young.
Oh,
yeah.
Bless you for that.
Yeah.
God bless you. So do you.
Yeah, whatever. That took a while. Let's start tonight. Bruce's new documentary, Road Diary, Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band. It streams from the 25th of October on Disney+. I believe that is next Friday. So this is behind the scenes of the 23-24 World Tour. And this was the tour, I mean, it was a big deal, because how many years had it been before you toured? Before this, if you know what I mean.
Well, because of COVID, it was 6 years.
Okay.
So it was a long time. We usually go for a couple of years and then, go back on. But 6 years, so it was quite a break.
And in the documentary, it's leading up to that first night. We'll see a clip in a minute from that first night in Tampa. But I wonder, after, it is 50 years.
Yeah.
Do you honestly get nervous before a big show like that anymore?
You get what I would call anticipatory anxiety.
Hey.
So it's not quite the same thing as nervousness. It's a natural feeling to have before you are going out to challenge yourself and your audience. And,
it's adrenaline.
So if it wasn't there, something would be wrong with you.
Yeah.
And I doubt that you could do the job, So.
But you say a great thing in the film about audiences haven't come to see perfection.
Yeah, I think, people come to see a live show, and so that always entails, what's really interesting is when the band fucks something up. Now, the E Street Band has been together for 50 years next year, so it doesn't happen that much, but we switch around a lot of the songs going from night to night. So the audience is always most fascinated when they can tell something has gone dramatically. It's sort of like that same feeling of you're driving into town, you get a flat tire, but then somebody comes along, helps you fix that tire, and you drive the rest of the way into town feeling great. Why would you feel great? You just had one of those, you had a flat tire to change everything.
Yeah.
Fucking up on stage is similar to that flat tire. And when you're done, the audience gives you a huge round of applause for embarrassing yourself, and everything's great. It all works out.
Listen, we've got a clip. It is that first night in Tampa, Florida. Here we go.
When we stepped up on that stage in Tampa, you start to witness how intense, how very personal this show is. For the audience, for us, these are lasting memories.
The man who was coming up the stairs in Tampa, he knows exactly who he is. He knows exactly what he's done. And he is the maestro.
Oh, he's singing now.
That was my manager saying all the nice things about me. So.
I've got to say, that looks like a fantastic guitar as well. That looks like an old favorite.
Oh, yeah.
That Telecaster.
I bought that guitar for $185, 1972. I played it for 55 years.
Wow.
Yeah. It looked worn in.
Looked like it lived.
Yeah.
And I have one older than that I got many years ago. The old Fenders are, for me, they're the best.
They're just bulletproof. Those
they're workman's tools. It's wood, strings, a few electronics. electronics.
Yeah.
And that's really all it
No
is.
frills.
It's just a law. It's just
you
a
just
law.
plug
Yeah.
in and play.
Yeah.
They'll go for decades.
But the Telecaster in particular it's a great working man's instrument because you can do anything to them and they always play.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you worry about them? Or no, with those ones that you kind of think they're tough as old boots?
Well, I'll tell you when I worried when I only had one. The first years of the touring of the band, you have one guitar. You don't have 10 guitars waiting in case you break a string or this happens or that happens.
Yeah.
So when I got that first one, I had a problem. And I would get on stage and I would sweat so much. The sweat would go inside the guitar, short the guitar out. It would short out the electronics and suddenly the guitar would sound awful. It was so horrible.
Yeah.
And we were trying to figure out for, a couple of years ago, every night I'd come out, about an hour and a half into the show, water would get inside. So we had to go inside and we had to line the entire inside of the guitar with rubber. So, But I still have that guitar at home. I keep it at home now because it's so. It's
Sweaty?
Yeah, it's very sweaty.
It's rotten and it stinks.
But it's also like it's like my arm, it's like a piece of me.
And you forget kind of the E Street Band and you haven't always been this huge star filling in. And the guys in the film are talking about, those early gigs, those kind of pretty ropey venues.
We played Sing Sing Prison.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was very strange. It was 22 was my manager's idea. He thought it would be great publicity to play Sing Sing Prison. So we go in, and we're setting our stuff up, and there's a small auditorium, and there's one of the prisoners just sweeping the floor. He says, well, where's the girls? He said, well, girls? He says, yeah, you brought girls with you, didn't you? No. Just kept sweeping. So usually, I guess bands came and they had entertainment, But so we come out. All we see is like 500 prisoners. I'm doing my shtick. I'm doing everything I can. All I'm getting is. And finally, I hit a high note on the guitar. I hear beep, come out of the audience. I hit it again. Beep. Hit it again. Beep. Suddenly, a small group of prisoners opens up. Guy steps up, goes into his shirt, and pulls out a tiny saxophone. Yeah, and starts to play it, and he could really play it.
Wow.
Up on stage, he came up on stage. The place erupted into applause, and the rest of the night was fine.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone was expecting a tiny saxophone to come out of that jacket.
He's taken out of prison then, was it? Yeah. The band,
Yeah, just loading the gear. Talking of humble beginnings, Amy Adams, I was saying that, 6-time Oscar nominee, but you did a lot. I don't think we really have it in this country. Dinner theatre.
Yeah, I did dinner theater in Colorado and Minnesota.
Home of dinner theatre. And
Yes, sir. That's right, sir.
but we've got some pictures of you, and they look like big productions.
Yeah, they were. This was at Chanhassen
By the way,
Dinner
that's
Theater.
you,
Yeah,
isn't it?
that's
Yeah,
me
right
with
there.
that.
Wow.
Really,
You're the best. You're the
the
best.
cheesiest grin. I've had it. Yeah, so that was me doing dinner theater. Yeah, they did really big productions. It's actually.
And how does it work? Do you eat first and then the show, or?
It depends on the theater, but yes, typically you eat first and then perform. Did you ever do dinner theater?
No, I never did.
I know you did like hoping for answer was yes, of course.
No, I did not. Just you, Amy.
Oh yeah.
What show
Nobody's
was
ever
that?
done it.
That was Crazy for You.
Crazy for You.
But I mean, that was the only place. I'm 5'4", so I was never going to get to do Crazy for You anywhere else because you had to be over 5'8".
We've got another picture of you here. What show's that?
This is called Good News.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I played Babe. He's a real spunky flapper type who's like a real
And what kind
rebel.
of venue is this? I mean, where is this taking place?
This is in it's probably about the size of this in Chanhassen, Minnesota.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they sit at big long trestle tables and eat their food and...
They have servers. I have worked at the buffet dinner theater.
You worked your way up.
I did.
But then you left that. Did you go straight from dinner theater to LA to kind of go, I'm going to do this, I'm going to make it?
one of the girls who worked at the dinner theater, she was a young girl who I also babysat. And when I moved to LA, she was a huge fan of Titanic, and she's like, if you ever happen to meet Leonardo DiCaprio, will you get me his autograph? And then I worked with him on Catch Me If You Can, and so I got to fulfill that promise, and I felt...
Did you?
Yeah. Oh, a baby. I was saying I was a baby, not that he was a babe, but, you know, he is. But,
Yeah. Got it.
I gotta say, I was just thinking about dinner theatre. Does busking in the street, someone eats a kebab, qualify
yes, sir.
as dinner theatre? In which case, I started there.
And talking of life on the road, Vanessa's in the West End now, but the summer, yes. This summer, you sort of hit the road.
Hit the road in Plymouth.
Plymouth.
Anybody from Plymouth here? No? No.
Speak freely.
So I was, we were at, we did our out of town. So when you do a new musical, you usually take it out of town before you get to the big city. So we were in Plymouth all summer.
Because you posted a lovely video of your time in Plymouth.
I did, because I stayed in a place called The Hoe. And I guess, exactly, that's what I thought.
The Hoe, yeah.
And everywhere I walked, I would see a sign like, approaching The Hoe. I said, okay, I got to take it left on The Hoe, right on The Hoe. So I was staying in a place called Fox on The Hoe, and I kept just taking pictures and doing videos.
And you posted this.
And I
There we go.
posted-
Here's Vanessa in Plymouth.
So I've heard back in the States it's a brat summer, but here in Plymouth, it's a hoe summer.
Bruce, the tour that's featured in the documentary is still going.
Yeah.
You're back in Manchester and Liverpool later this year. And here's the thing. You had a biggish birthday just last month, wasn't it? September?
You kidding? 75, yeah.
Ooh.
Thank you.
So, I've seen you do this tour. There's no whiff of a man in his 70s off you. You were at the prime, at the peak of your powers.
Oh,
but
thank
have you got a plan? Is there an exit strategy? When do you think, I'll know it's time when?
Well, you've never seen a hearse with luggage on top. So that'll be about it for me.
Okay. So there's you're just going to keep going till
Till it's over.
Good. I'm glad.
I love that attitude. Just keep going.
Yeah. Even if people want you to stop, just keep going.
It's also, why would you stop a job where thousands of people are screaming your name on a nightly basis? I think I've had enough of that.
Well, Bruce, it is a pleasure as always. Just a reminder, the documentary Road Diary is available on Disney Plus from next Friday. Very good. There it goes. And so we turn to Amy Adams and Night Bitch. It's a comedy horror film. It comes out on the 6th of December. That's what it's called. It's called Night Bitch.
I know, it's funny that it gets tears every time it...
Yeah, Night Bitch. We've been saying it a lot in the office. Night Bitch.
I know. Yeah.
And I say comedy horror. You say it's kind of a comedy for some members of the audience and a horror for others.
Yeah, our director said it was a comedy for women and a horror movie for men. I echo that in a lot of ways. Yeah, I think it's a real accurate reflection of a woman's experience through her first couple of years of motherhood and her loss of identity, etc.
Well, listen, before we talk about it, let's watch a clip. This is you as the mother bumping into an old acquaintance.
Oh, we need some crunchy snacks, right?
Hi. Oh, hi. Oh, my God. Sally, what are you doing here?
I'm visiting my mom for the weekend.
Baby, this is Sally. Yeah, Sally took over your mom's shop at the gallery after you were born.
Oh, he's super cute. Do you just love getting to be home with him all the time? Must be so wonderful.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's a good question, But it's complicated, though, because, I would love to feel content. But instead, I feel like I'm just stuck inside of a prison of my own creation where I torment myself until I'm left binge-eating Big Newtons at midnight to keep from crying. I feel like societal norms and gender expectations and just plain old biology have forced me to become this person that I don't recognize, and I'm just angry all the time, like all the time. And I'd love to direct some of my own artwork towards a critique of the modern-day systems that articulate this, but my brain doesn't function the way that it did before I had the baby, and I'm dumb now. And I am deeply afraid that I am never going to be smart or happy or thin ever. again.
Do you just love getting to be home with him all the time? Must be so wonderful.
Oh, yeah, I do. I love it. I do. I love being a mom.
Excellent. So, we're picking up your issues.
There are some issues.
So tell us about the woman you play and particularly what happens to her.
Sure. So she is actually named Mother. It's based on a novel by Rachel Yoder, which kind of parallels Rachel's experience of sort of giving up her career as a writer right after she had kids and sort of losing her identity. And she uses her experience in motherhood as an allegory for loss of identity and transformation. And she starts to tap into sort of a mystical, feral, wild side of herself and starts to comprehend that she might be turning into a dog. And so she just surrenders to it in order, I know. And she really surrenders to it in order to find a different joy in her life and parenting outside of societal's expectations and norms.
Yeah. And you say, turning into a dog. This isn't you panting and sticking your tongue out.
No.
I mean, you really turn into a dog.
I do, yes.
Yeah.
I do. I mean, there's a dog that plays me. I have a dog.
Now you've let me down. I thought, wow, Amy Adams is excellent in this.
I hate to disappoint you. No, I was in fact not the beautiful husky in the film. So.
And did you get to cast your own dog?
No, Mari wanted somebody who had She wanted a dog. Even I'm confused. That had like very similar sort of predatory blue eyes, and so she went for a husky and wanted a redhead husky, but couldn't find one that was already trained. So they found one in a shelter, a puppy. And they adopted it and spent 4 or 5 months training. And so Juno is an adopted dog now working in Hollywood. So, yeah.
I mean, that's a happy ending, isn't it?
And she's absolutely beautiful. And, she's in high demand. Like, we needed her for the poster shoot. And they're like, oh, we're just going to have to
they're fantastic.
check her schedule.
Yeah.
But
Busy dog. We got huskies, and we have 2 huskies, and they're amazing.
they're
dogs.
amazing dogs.
Yeah.
High energy.
Ours don't sound as well trained. I don't think they're going to make it into Hollywood anytime soon.
Yeah, she was rascally. It was
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, she was fun.
But also, it's not just Juno. There's a bunch of dogs in
There's
this.
a bunch of dogs in the
And
film.
is it the sort of thing where it doesn't matter what your performance is like, if the dogs are doing it right, it's in?
Pretty much, yeah. That one we had, I'm running around the corner, and as I come down the block, the dogs start to fall in behind me.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it was really cool. There were trainers along the way, and they had to find places in the bushes to hide with the dogs, and then put treats in my pockets, and like all sorts of things so that they would be excited to follow me. And they're just yelling constantly, the different names, yeah.
Have you got like a lot of bones strapped in?
Just like a safe on my back that you can't see.
So it's a frank look at motherhood, but it's also a kind of a celebration of kind of the brilliance of mothers and the resilience of mothers.
Absolutely. Our director, Marielle Heller, did such a great job at not only sort of bringing out the struggles, but also showing the strength of mothers, the strength of community, the importance of partners, and also the joy and the love and the complexity.
We often talk about mothers on the show. Your mother sounds like an amazing woman.
She's something. I love you, Mom. Sorry.
Yeah,
No,
so she's in her 80s now.
I just talked to her.
She's in her 80s now?
70s.
70s,
Yeah.
sorry.
Late 70s.
Nearly 80.
Yeah.
But in the past, she's had this extraordinary past. Was she a competitive bodybuilder?
Yeah, she was. She had 7 kids and kind of went through her own night bitch era. Instead of transforming into a dog, she turned into an amateur bodybuilder.
You brought a picture of her.
Kind of. She only has this one.
There she is.
That's at 37 after 7 kids. And so now she would be more of like a fitness model. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
She's got more hope than him. I mean,
I know, it's not, she was making a funny expression. She doesn't have a lot of pictures of it. She was like, make sure they know that I was amateur.
Yeah.
She's very,
And then on the other side, your dad was a kind of aspiring Bruce Springsteen.
He's a singer. Yeah, he still sings a lot. He plays guitar, and he did like a kind of a one-man band situation. Have you ever seen like the foot pedal? Yeah, of course you have. I think he's 80 this year. Sorry, Dad, if I'm saying that wrong. So yeah, I sang with my dad growing up a lot, and
you did?
Cool. I mean, I'm in between you two, so I'm going to be careful about saying I sing. But yeah, he played at bars, and so we go to pizza joints and watch him entertain. He did oldies, and yeah.
That's great.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But didn't you do Enchanted? You sang through the whole Didn't you do Enchanted?
I did. I do sing, but when I'm around people
That's a major movie that she's sang in.
I know, I just have a lot of respect for people who are really, really good, so I'm always like...
And Bruce, you were talking about your old guitars, but was it your mother got you your very first guitar?
Yeah, it was a $35 Kent guitar made in Japan, but it was like, it was the world to me the night I got that, and she had to go out on a limb to get it.
Yeah.
You know, and so I always remember it was right around Christmas time, real slushy snow, and the two of us are standing there looking in the music store window, and that was probably the cheapest guitar there, but the one we could afford. And I brought it home that night. It was like, she was very supportive, you know, and she just passed away this year, you know. She was 98.
Wow.
And loved to dance. Great gal.
I think we got a picture of her on stage with you.
Yeah,
There she is.
Great gal.
Well, the investment paid off, I feel.
Yeah. Who would have thought?
Talking of families of music, we've got a picture of you, Vanessa, with your family, and you look like the American Von Trapps. I mean, wow. Look at you.
Well, both my parents were music teachers, and my dad was the instrumental teacher, the band teacher in Elmsford in Westchester, New York. And my mom taught in Ossining, which is where Sing Sing Prison is.
Oh,
she was
that's right.
Yeah, so she taught in Ossining for almost 40 years, and she was the vocal teacher there.
And this is you on the French horn.
I'm on the French horn, my brother on the oboe, yeah.
How old were you here?
I was probably 11 or 12.
And lovely as beautiful as this picture is, I can't help but thinking neighbours. The Williams are at it again.
They both taught, you know, lessons. And my mom was downstairs on the piano doing her lessons, and my dad was upstairs giving whatever lessons, whether it's trumpet or, you know, clarinet. So trying to study at all in my room, we're hearing both lessons and it was tough.
And Bill, now your family, they kind of brought you to your realization about comedy and music and things.
That's right, yeah. Actually, it's funny, my dad's 92 now, bless him, and he's doing great. And he's got this great saying every day. He says, oh, you know, people say, oh, 92? And he goes, yeah, I never buy green bananas. That's his... Just live in the moment, Dad. Yeah, but I remember when I was a kid, we had a piano in the front room, and I learned how to play piano. And we had a great comedian in this country in the 70s, a guy called Les Dawson, and I was a big fan. And he was he was actually a very good pianist, but he was a very funny kind of comic as well. And so I learned one of his routines. And I remember it was a family funeral. It was a kind of a wake, and everyone was quite somber, and, you know, those things, everyone's a little bit, you know, respectful. An elderly aunt that died, and I was just a kid, and I was playing this Les Dawson routine, and I got to the end, and there's a big sort of like clang where he hits a wrong note, bang, and somebody was drinking a cup of tea, like I think it was my dad, he went, when he just exploded in laughter, and then a cup dropped, and then somebody swore, and I was like, wow, this is the power of this music and comedy. Like a funeral laugh, you know, it's like, I'm onto something.
And now, Amy, we talked about the dogs in the film.
Yeah.
But we should give a shout out to, is it two boys who play your son?
Yes, Emmett and Arlie.
Look at them.
I know. You guys, they were 3 years old. They had just turned 3. They're 5 there. That was at the premiere, and they were 3 years old when we cast them. And if you see the film, I can't describe what a beautiful job they do. I mean, I don't even think they know they're acting, but they're just so willing to play and engage. Sorry, I'm just gushing on.
But when they're 5 at the premiere, can they remember? Like, are they watching like, I don't remember this?
I mean, they still, I don't know if their parents have told them sort of the legend of their experience on this film, but they still call me Movie Mama. And that's how they refer to me. Not sure they know my name, but just Movie Mama. And then they proceeded to they proceeded to try to pull beads off my dress at Toronto, and I was like, yep, it's still the same. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Movie
They're
Mama.
great.
Just a reminder, you will be able to see Amy in Night Bitch at all good cinemas from the 6th of December. That's when that's out. Very good. Vanessa Williams is coming to the West End stage in the most anticipated opening of the year as Miranda Priestley in The Devil Wears Prada at London's Dominion Theatre from the 24th of October. That's next Thursday. No, you know, just saying, it's next Thursday. It's next Thursday. Before we talk about it, here is a taste of what to expect. The angels make their wings, such a great idea for a musical. And if people do know the film, how close is this to the film, or is this musical kind of use the film as a jumping off point?
The people that love the film will have their moments. The cerulean moment is in. So, so that's a definite dress down with, if people know cerulean blue, you know that.
Yeah.
And, you know, of course, I say that's all a zillion times in the movie. But, you know, it's such an iconic film. So when I heard that they were going to put it as a musical, and also me getting a chance to do what Meryl Streep did brilliantly as Miranda Priestley, you know, obviously I'm stepping into a major role, but it's also I've got to make it bigger and, you know, be able to project, but also bring this character to life in singing and dancing and scene work. So
8 shows a week.
In 8 shows a week.
I know.
Yeah.
And of course, Miranda Priestley is then based on Anna Wintour, the real life editor of Vogue.
Yes.
So you've lived in New York a long time. Presumably you've met Anna Wintour.
I have. I've been to one of the Met Galas back in 2009, I believe. I wore a Louis Vuitton. So
Nice.
everyone asks, what did you wear? Yeah, so she stands on the top of the stairs. You go and you're greeted by her, and then you go inside. It's
So are you basing it in any way on her, or?
No, because I'm a different person. And, you know what I mean? I bring, you know, I know there's a lot of Wilhelmina Slater fans out there from Ugly Betty. And, you know, so I bring the way I walk is different. You know, the way I speak and the way I deliver lines are different. So those that know Wilhelmina will get a little Wilhelmina there. Those that know the classic lines from Devil Wears Prada will be satisfied.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a good time.
I had one question for Vanessa.
Yes.
8 shows a week.
Yeah.
How do you protect your voice?
Not speaking during the day.
Yeah.
I mean, because right now we're in tech and we're rehearsing during the day and running it, but not speaking during the, not screaming. You know, restaurants, the noise level is so loud that you're screaming.
Yeah.
So just not talking, but learning how to sing properly, which you know how to protect your voice when you know the tricks to how to get to that note like comfortably and just do it. So it's repetition.
But 8 shows a week is
My husband's thinking maybe you should do a musical, Quiet Day. That's
Something about eating potato chips?
So when I record, if I'm losing my high end, if I'm singing high and it starts to get kind of, I don't say dry or something, if I have a Lay's, it has to be a Lay's original salted potato chip. The oil in the chip brings that shine back to the high notes. Yeah. So if I'm in the recording studio and they'll say, chip up, I'll grab a chip, and it brings, and the oil just, there you go.
I don't feel so bad about eating crisps.
what I'm preparing for my
That's amazing.
At the Devil Wears Prada, I know lots of it's sold out already, but there is time because you're here for a while with the show.
I'm signed for a year, so you have plenty of time to see me.
Wow.
The Dominion Theater, yeah.
Well, good luck to you. I can't wait to see it. You can see Vanessa in the Devil Wears Prada at the Dominion Theater from next Thursday. Very good. To Miss Bill Bailey, who has written a new book. Here it is, My Animals and Other Animals. It's out now. And this, I mean, it's a memoir, really.
It is, yes, but as I say, it's a memoir of sorts. It's not like your traditional memoir, which is a kind of, then I was 4, and then I was 8, and then I was 12, and those things like a slog through your whole life. It's kind of like episodes in my life told through animals that I've either lived with or animals I've had encounters with over the years. So it's kind of like a jumping off point for stories about my life.
And it's kind of weird because, animals aren't what you do. You're a musician, you're a comedian, but like even locally, you are known as the guy with the animals.
That's right. Well, my wife and I, we sort of run a kind of animal rescue centre. We have a kind of a whole sort of, it's like it's a kind of menagerie of waifs and strays. And so people, once you get a reputation for this kind of thing, people, you're a soft touch, Yeah. So people say, a guy came to the door and he said, you're the bloke with sort of looks after the animals. Yeah, and he goes, I've got a peacock in the van, will you take that? I'm like, where'd you get it? Oh, the bloke up the pub. I was like, no. I mean, so yeah, that kind of tends to happen a lot.
And I love the idea that, because of what you do, you get to travel and you get to meet exotic animals.
Yes.
You were in Brazil. Was it big cats you met in Brazil?
Yes, I made a documentary about jaguars in Brazil. And it was an amazing experience, and I got to meet on this army base. They had a jaguar, which was a mascot, and and they said, "Oh yeah, you can meet her. We can film. You can get up close and personal with this Jaguar." It wasn't entirely wild, but it wasn't entirely pet either. It was kind of a bit half and half, and it was in a gigantic enclosure. And we went in, and all the army guys had guns, and they were looking nervous, you know, the whole thing. And they were, I said, "Where's this Jaguar?" And they went, "Well, it's in here somewhere. We don't know where it is." So, and then he was going, "Lulu, Lulu," and then the Jaguar comes down, and then this amazing, I mean, just stunning, perfectly evolved thing lands, and you know, its pace of slowly making its way towards me. And I said to the guy who was, you know, sort of helping us out with this, I said, "What? Any tips? Anything I should know about what's right around a Jaguar?" And he goes, "Always approach from the front." He goes, "That's the thing. Always approach from the front." I went, "Right." And I was thinking, "Really? Is that right? Always approach from the front? That seems like aggressive, you know?" But okay. So, and as I was walking towards it, he said, "Oh, sorry, never." Sorry, my English not so good.
It's nice that it's not having a place for the rescue animals is really great. We have a big 400-acre farm, and across the street was a farm for retired circus animals. And my first date with my lovely wife Patty, I said, "I'm going to take her to see the retired circus animals." We drove out, and there were elephants and giraffes in the middle of New Jersey, you know. But it's a lovely thing to do, and I have some nice memories of my wife and I.
Yeah. And Bill, we must mention your tour. This is Thought of Fire. Sure. It's coming to London's Haymarket Theatre.
Yeah, so we'll be West End neighbours.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll be that's right.
You have a show on Sunday?
No.
No.
Oh, no, I'll be
We'll do Sunday roast together.
Okay, that's Sunday roast.
Here we go.
That sounds great.
Okay.
And I'll be able to pick up some more vocal tips.
There we go.
Yorkshire pudding, very
Yorkshire pudding, very good for the throat.
You can see Bill in Thought of Fire at the Haymarket, London, for the 28th of December. And don't forget, his new book, My Animals and Other Animals, is available now. Okay. It is time for music. This American singer-songwriter has 3 Grammy Awards, and this year brought out her 7th studio album, All Born Screaming. Here performing the single Big Time Nothing, please welcome St. Vincent! Great job. Come on over, you. Yes, you. You there. Come on. Keep it up, all story. There we go. Yes, there's some stairs in the smoke. Don't fall over. Yes, well done. Excellent work. Hello. Hello. Thank you so much. You're good. Here we go. This is Bill, Vanessa, Amy, Bruce.
Real pleasure to meet you.
And now, you know each other.
We've met before.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Because now, so on stage, St. Vincent, but now on the sofa, Annie.
I like that.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Is that, I'm not making this up. I'll be calling you Annie. That's your name, right? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Here. That song, Big Time Nothing, it is from the album, which I have here. It came out earlier this year, All Born Screaming. And All Born Screaming, it's quite an intense title and a sort of intense image. Why the title?
Well, the title, I feel like, joins us together. You know, if the baby is born screaming, it's a miracle. It means the baby's alive.
Yeah.
And we're all sort of born in protest in some way. And also, it just means like, yeah, the human condition is complicated and rough, but we're all in this together.
No, I like it. It's yeah. We're live. It's awful, but we're alive. Yeah. Listen, thank you so much for that performance. Thanks for playing live. Good luck with the album. St. Vincent, everybody! Very good. Now, that is nearly it before we go. Just time for a visit to the big red chair. Who do we have? Hello.
Hi, Graham.
Hi, what's your name, sir?
My name's Bill.
Bill, hello, Bill. And where are you from, Bill?
I was originally from the East End of London, but now I live in Essex.
Oh, lovely. That's the dream. And what do you do in Essex, or what did you do in Essex?
I'm happily retired.
Oh, lovely. And what was the job?
I worked in IT for a major high street bank.
IT? All right, well done you, Bill. Okay, off you go with the story.
So I've been married to my wonderful wife, Sue, for 43 years. And it was around about our 7th wedding anniversary in April. In the lead up to those sort of events, Sue's saying to me where we're going, what we're doing, and things like that. But I'd had none of that, and I put that down to the fact that we had 2 young children, and she was quite busy. So on the day in question of our anniversary, I come down in the morning, and she was sitting at the computer tapping away, and I thought she's forgotten. So I walked over to her and I gave her a card, and she said, "What's that?" I said, "Well, you've forgotten, haven't you?" She said, I said, "Open it." I said, "It's a wedding anniversary card." And she said, she calmly gave it back to me. She said, "We got married in July. I think you got married to your first wife in April."
I think you can walk. I think that's a very, you can walk, Bill. That's good. I like that Bill's a player. We didn't know there was a first wife. Or is he just an idiot? We don't know. Okay, that really is all we've got time for. If you'd like to have a go in the red chair yourself and tell your story, you can contact us at our website at this very address. Please say a huge thank you to all of my guests tonight. St. Vincent, Bill Bailey, Vanessa Williams, Amy Adams, and Mr. Bruce Springsteen. And join me next week with musical guest Blossoms, Irish actor Saoirse Ronan, Oscar winner Eddie Redmayne, and the stars of Gladiator 2, Denzel Washington and Paul Mescal. I'll see you then. Good night. Bye-bye.
Search us on to find fresh and funny talents. BBC New Comedy Awards on iPlayer now. Press red to watch. With the laughter and fun of New The Wheel tomorrow night. Michael McIntyre, celeb spinners and contestants here. More on that in just a moment.